Hamish, Bowman's my name. I've been in the property industry for almost 23 years, and nevertheless I decided to get into real estate sales, direct sales, 3 years ago. And in more recent times I've decided to get my full license, real estate license. I think it's a sign of commitment to the industry. A lot of agents will just get their registration and sort of not show full commitment, but what it does is for both ourselves and our peers and also for sellers, it gives it just another stamp that you're in it for the long haul, you're committed to the industry and you're committed to your profession. The guys at LinkLearn actually approached me, and it only became aware to me that some fellow agents had recently gone through the process. They sort of sat down, they didn't hassle me, but at the right time I sat down. They asked me to speak to a couple of my peers, which I did, and then it was a pretty seamless transition into the course, to be frank. They sort of explained it. You can do it as quickly as you want or as slowly as you want, that was the way that I got into their program. I think for me it was definitely a benefit. The obvious one is that you're actually stamping yourself as a licensed real estate agent, so when you go and talk to sellers, you can look at them in the eye, and every now and then the owner will actually ask you, which is obviously a benefit if you can say you're licensed. But at this day and age, a lot of people are doing their research before they actually call you, and if you're online, there's actually statistically, it's scientific that sellers will actually come to you first. If it's between you and another agent, they're going to come to a licensed agent before they come to someone who's just got the sales license. So for me, it was a given that I would go ahead and get my real estate license. And LinkLearn was such an easy and refreshing organisation to deal with. The service provided by them was the best service I got for anything, anywhere, in 2016. It was just the way they managed the process. They understood that it was at times probably slightly painful to actually get time to sit down. As agents, we're always busy, we're on the phones, and there is some commitment to actually sort of sitting down and going through some modules and obviously working through the course. They actually made it so easy. They gave us paperwork, they gave us sort of hints, they told us how to sort of navigate through the information they've given us. And all in all, they made the process so easy for what, if for some people and some agents might think is quite difficult to get across. There are other courses available. I think it's like anything. There is a lot of competition out there. The guys at LinkLearn, they seem to be a younger group of guys. They're just keen for the business, but on top of that, their service and the way they approached getting the business in the first place was so refreshing. It was enjoyably part of their process. The first thing I'd ask someone who's considering spending $1,700 is I'd say, look, it is a lot of money. Nevertheless, if you're committing yourself for the next 2, 3, 5 years and more, you're actually committing to a small, very small amount of money. If you look at it, it's a small fraction of a sale. You know, if you get one sale in the first year, which lets you get you across the line ahead of your competition, it's a very small investment. In terms of having the license now, I'm using several different mediums to get out there. It's obviously in the obvious parts of being in my business card, on my letterheads, those types of things, but now it's also going out to electronic direct mail through my quarterly newsletters. It's going out, so it's in all my pitch documents now. So look, it's subtly being branded everywhere, but I see it as a major step. And in fact, I've already got some new business over the last 2 months with the fact that I've got a license there now, as opposed to not having one. The reason why I went with LinkLearn was the fact that I was referred, so it was very important for me to get some intelligence from my fellow agents on how good they were. They were highly recommended, and the fact that for me, they were very keen to tell me that it wasn't going to impinge on my work necessarily, and obviously we're time poor, and that was exactly what it was. They were very, very lenient with me, where sometimes when I was going through a very, very busy month, they said, don't worry, we'll come back to you in the next month, where we could come back and start doing some more modules to get it across. In fact, there was a couple of subjects there that I was really not looking forward to, as trust accounting, which they said, all right, look, that's not uncommon. We'll sit down with you. We've actually got a bit of a run through of how we can expedite the process and dumb it down for you, so to make it easier for you. So they actually really tailored some responses for me to make it easier. What I'd recommend is if anyone is thinking about using LinkLearn and not quite sure, happy to get a call from them. And I'd go as far to say that my experience with LinkLearn in 2016 was one of the best services experiences I get across the board. with any service industry that I've had. So they're really, really highly recommended by myself.